because Donald Trump is storming into office by assembling a Justice Department and folks around him in the legal community.
What's going on, you guys? Today we have Brian Tyler Cohen on the Piers Morgan Show. Andrew Wilson is on the panel. They are discussing Trump pardons and Biden pardons. Let's get into it.
If I was Donald Trump, why doesn't he have Don Jr., Eric Trump, Ivanka just start doing crack cocaine, start doing drugs, videotaping themselves having sex, leave the freaking laptops at a repair store with all the damning evidence, the big guy, all the business dealings, all the money that they've made, and then in 4 more years, they'll all walk free. It's absolute hypocrisy, Piers, and it's ridiculous. We know the deal, and they're all protected.
Well,
and
I do know,
Dr. Fauci, that guy had Secret Service protection for the rest of his life. Our taxpayer dollars are protecting that little rat and all the lives that he's ruined. I have friends that are vaccine injured, not that long COVID BS, Piers. Those people, if he freaking pardons that little rat, it's gonna be one of the worst travesties in the history of this freaking country. That guy belongs in prison for the rest of his life.
Just to pick you up on your long COVID BS comment, I had long COVID for about 8 months, and it was extremely unpleasant. Lost my taste, my smell,
Vaccine,
and I would say about
vaccine, Piers?
I'd say about 80% of my energy. No, after getting COVID.
Are you vaccinated, Piers?
I had the first 2, yeah. I haven't had anything since. But I mean,
okay, that's what that comes from, Piers. That's what that comes from.
Look, I don't agree with that. But listen, I don't want to get into the whole COVID vaccine debate. But I would say, Brian, it does seem extraordinary to me. I mean, my issue with Joe Biden pardoning his son is not that as a father I don't understand why he wants to stop his son going to prison. It was the blatant lying by him and Karine Jean-Pierre from the White House podium, which I thought was so damaging to his legacy and to the reputation of his administration, to do that from the podium in such a brazen and ongoing manner for months on end, and then to just do it anyway. But this development now, where they're almost second guessing that, as the Republicans were saying, I think a lot of sympathy for this, that they're saying, look, clearly the justice system was weaponized against Trump. They tried everything to put him in jail, and a lot of the people that work for him. So now Trump is suggesting that maybe we return the favor, as of course he was going to. Now, he did say, I don't want retribution. I think the best revenge is success, which is an old Frank Sinatra line, which I use in a column. I suspect that's where he got it. But I think that would be...
And here we have the panel, discussing, saying that, Trump's pardons are nowhere near Biden's pardons. And, he starts to throw dirt on what Biden is doing, which is the common thing as far as Republicans go. It's like, oh, yeah, Trump's doing something bad, but he didn't. What about, it's a whataboutism. It's saying, what about Biden doing that? And then now someone may fall into the trap of having to defend Biden, pardoning Hunter Biden, doing those, you can't defend that. You can't defend what Biden is doing, but whenever someone puts it in that way, they're hoping that you go and defend what Biden says. So then you can look crazy, so you can look deranged, and that's what they're hoping for. But, Trump's pardoning of the January 6th, of the rioters and everything, it's a completely different situation. But, the right, the conservatives will want to muddy the waters.
A very good strategy. Don't look back, look forward. However, the fact that Biden may be moving to give people blanket immunity against any possible crimes they committed for many years, I think is outrageous, don't you?
Piers, I think that if you're not looking at it in the context of why it's being done, then you're just ignoring reality here. The reason that Biden has to consider preemptive pardons for people like Adam Schiff and Liz Cheney is because Donald Trump is storming into office by assembling a Justice Department and folks around him in the legal community who have promised to enact Donald Trump's retribution.
But what if they've
That's
committed
why
crimes?
He's doing it.
What
Let's
if
not
they've
pretend that
committed
it's
crimes?
happening in a vacuum here.
Yeah, but Brian, what if they've committed crimes, genuinely, like Hunter? What if they have committed crimes?
If Adam Schiff has committed crimes,
Yeah.
he hasn't. There's no suggestion that he has.
How do you know?
Because how do you know that he has? It's ridiculous.
Why pardon him?
Why pardon him is because
why
Donald
pardon him
Trump
if he hasn't committed
usher
crimes?
in, because Donald Trump's FBI director is coming into office with an enemies list. Why wouldn't you?
Oh, you're saying they're going to manufacture crimes against Schiff? Is that what you're saying? You're saying that they're going to manufacture crimes against Schiff? Does that even make sense to you? Does that even make sense to you?
If there were any crimes against Adam Schiff, then they would have brought them up at any point unto this point, but they haven't. And so
then
Donald
why
Trump
pardon
knows
him?
that
Then why
because-
pardon him? then why pardon him? Makes no sense. Your logic is totally flawed here. Makes no sense.
It's not flawed. The reason to pardon him.
Okay, Julie, let me bring in Julie. If you can answer it, answer it.
I can answer that question because Donald Trump went to meet the press yesterday and said point blank that he thinks that the January 6th committee committed crimes. What crimes? I don't know. Maybe doing their due diligence. Stop. Maybe doing their due diligence oversight.
Well, we have got that clip. Let's play. I'll tell you what. Let's play that. Julie, hang on.
They have immunity.
Hang on, Julie. I want to play the clip.
So the point here. Yes.
Let me play the clip again so we know exactly what you're talking about. We played it earlier. We'll play it again.
Here we have, it's the common type of argument. It's saying, okay, well, if they're not guilty, then why does he have to pardon them? Why is he? If they're not witches, then they'll float. Then they'll float in the water. Or if they're witches, then they'll sink to the bottom, or whatever that crap is. It's the same type of argument where it's like, if they're not guilty, then why do they need to be pardoned? And it's saying we have Trump, who is out here actively saying that he is going to, put these people in jail, put these people, make sure that these people receive retribution. And it's still a tough argument because, it's like, well, why is Joe Biden pardoning Hunter Biden? I believe that may be a level of, corruptness, given that it is his son. We have people that Brian Tyler Cohen is more or less defending, where it's like Liz Cheney, where it's like Trump said that he was going to put these people in a bad spot, that he was going to unleash his retribution. And they're saying, okay, well, if they're not guilty, then why do they have to be pardoned? Again, going back to, we have someone who is actively saying, the President of the United States saying that he is after them.
This was a committee, a big deal. They lied. And what did they do? They deleted and destroyed a whole year and a half worth of testimony. Do you know that I think those people committed a major crime.
Sir.
And Cheney was behind it. And so was Benny Thompson and everybody on that committee. For what they did, honestly, they should go to jail.
Yeah, so
what the hell is he talking about? There's no. So let's just preface this. None of that is true.
Mm-hmm.
None of that is true.
How do you know?
Just because he says it doesn't make it true.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because I would assume that because his
assumptions
lawyers
are a very
would have
dangerous
filed a
thing when it
motion.
comes to fact gathering.
I'm answering your
Are you
question.
saying that Donald Trump's Justice Department is going to manufacture evidence of crimes, or aren't you? Because if they're not, you have no reason to pardon these people. Well, you're not really answering the question. You're going on a diatribe.
Well, you're not letting me answer. You're not letting me answer the question.
Answer, but be concise. I actually want to hear it.
Okay. Well, actually, thank you so much for telling me how to speak.
You're welcome.
Think that Donald Trump just sent a very big message to Pam Bondi as to what he expects. And he expects her to start and to Kash Patel to start investigating these people. Whether they get indicted or not, it doesn't matter. It is expensive. It is consuming. And it becomes a huge pain in the you-know-what to be investigated by the federal authorities. And that is the message that he is sending.
Like the Russian collusion.
He knows full well that there is nothing that's been destroyed, because had it been destroyed, his lawyers would have filed a motion.
Yeah, but Julie, I would say to you,
they were not in a position where they could investigate this. They were not in a position to do that.
I would say to Julie, look, when you weaponize the justice system of the United States.
So there we have it, you guys. We have Brian Tyler Cohen, not necessarily defending the Democrats for everything that they're doing, but, or defending them blindly, but having a strong voice against fascism, having a strong voice against the tyrants that want to put people in jail, that want to immediately cause retribution for the January 6th, for things that are going on at that point. Whenever there is an issue with that, there is an bigger implication on what is going on. There are parallels to this in the past. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's another day in the progressive way.